What's up everybody, Tiffany Outdoors here. Today I'm going to be working on a DIY background for a 10-gallon vivarium. Stay tuned. There's the hawk. Before there was a Tiffany Outdoors, there was Tiffany the farmer.
On a U-turn when possible.
No, we're not U-turning.
Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, Boo. What?
So, I have my 10-gallon aquarium right here. We're going to take some measurements, and I have this styrofoam board. I got this at Lowe's for free. It was underneath a rack. It was packing for something else, so they let me take it. Now I got 2 sheets of it. I wish I had taken all 4. There's like 4 or 5 pieces. I wish I had taken all of it. But that was before I got into the vivarium. So, but anyway, let's cut this up. To start off, I want to take some measurements. I want to take the measurement from side to side. And it doesn't have to be exact. You want it slightly smaller than the actual width. So that's 9 7/8. And you want to make sure you measure each 10-gallon aquarium, because each one could be, it could be off a little bit. It could be different. And then from either end at the bottom, I'm going to measure 3 inches up and make a mark. And 3 inches is how deep my substrate will be. And then from the opposite end down to that mark is going to be my top to bottom measurement. And it's about 16.5 inches. Now that I have that measurement, I'm going to cut down my styrofoam board. Alright, got my T-square out to help me get some straight lines here. First thing I'm going to do is mark my 9 7/8. And then I'm going to go down 16.5 inches. Then draw some straight lines connecting these lines together. I'm going to try this knife and see how well this cuts. Oh yeah, not too bad. Any of you that have been with me a while, you guys remember that video of me making my air conditioner, my camping air conditioner, and all the squeaking and cutting? Oh my goodness. Woo. It was kind of harsh. Harsh on the ears. I'm cutting just on the inside of this line, just to make it a little bit bigger, or a little bit smaller than what I need. If you want, you can take some sandpaper, or just take your hand and rub it over like this to get all the loose pieces off. Got my piece cut out. Let's do a test fit. See how it fits in there. Nice. It fits in there very nicely. I like it. And I got my space down here at the bottom for the substrate. I like it. Now comes the fun part, is to decide what to do with this background. There are several things we can do with this. We can paint it like rocks. We can make it look like tile. We can just do all sorts of things. And what I want to do with this background is paint it to make it look like this, oak bark. That's what I want to do with this. So I got these pieces from a lake. And yeah, so I'm going to have to make some of this knobby looking stuff pop up out of the background. So I need to figure out how to do that. And one way to do that will be to use a wood burning tool. And this is actually Joe's, and there's like, she's got many different tips and things in there. I mean, stuff to make little fine stuff, and I have to experiment to see how each one of these does on this, and go from there. I'm thinking that I'm going to take a blank piece and just experiment just to see what I get. Got this rounded tip here. Wonder what that does. I think I'll start with that one. Alright, I'm going to do a test run. I got a battery operated fan here. I'm going to turn my overhead ceiling fan and start from the bottom and work my way up this piece and see how this particular tip does. Yeah, that looks close. It looks very close to it, so I'm going to keep going. I think I have embodied the spirit of the bark about as closely as I can artificially. So that's what it ended up looking like. Now my next step is to start painting this. So I need to go get some paint out of my shed and get on this. Now it is time to paint this background. That looks pretty much to me like tree bark. I have this one little corner left. I ran out of paint. But until I get more paint, I'm going to go ahead and do some highlights. I'm going to do some dry brushing with this bright red. Do a little bit of dry brushing on that. Give it some highlights. I got a couple places that are a little too red, and I'm still waiting for my brown paint. Joe went out to do some shopping and hasn't come back yet. So once I get that brown paint, I can fill that in and cover up some of that red. I got a little too much red on there, which down here looks a lot better blended in. So it'll get there. Hopefully I can get this thing finished tonight, let it dry, and then next I want to put on some splotches of lichen like you see on a tree for real. So that'll be next. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and go and do some dry brushing in this area with a little bit of red and fill in some of these red places that are a little bit too red. Go over it with a little bit of brown paint, dry brush with brown, and blend it all in. Now I'm going to play around with the colors and see if I can't get the color of lichen looking good. Let me show you guys a picture. Here's a picture that I took, a close-up picture of lichen that I took. So there's like some blues and greens in there. So I'm going to mess around with the color combinations and see if I can't come up with something close to this. I think I found a combination that is pretty darn close. About as close as I can get. And what I can do also is on top of this, layer some other colors, like some lighter colors. I'm going to start with this darker color, and then layer on top of it some other colors. So all I'm going to do, take my paintbrush. I got this puffy one, so puffy paintbrush, and just like that. In random places, let's see. That looks good. I really like the way it's kind of light and dark in certain spots. I'm going to keep referring to my picture here, and I'm just going to keep on keeping on. This looks great, but it looks a little too bluish, so my next step is I'm going to layer in some white paint to get rid of the harshness of the blue, and then after that I'm going to layer in these two greens. This one is, I'm going to layer in lime sherbet and spring green. I think I've achieved the look that I was going for. A lichen covered tree. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Alright. Next step is to go ahead and mount it into my tank or my new vivarium. And I can't wait to see the outcome of this build. Oh, this is going to be amazing. This looks amazing. It looks very much like the background. The only difference in this is the tree is grayish, a grayish color. And I used a reddish brown, or browns and reds to blend in. I love it. This is going to look amazing in a vivarium. All right. Yes. Y'all, I'm very satisfied and excited about this background. I can't wait to get it in a vivarium, get some plants in there, have moss growing everywhere. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Well, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.